This is a demo of the Android application I developed. It's built upon GVSig Mini, which is an open source application. It's a map viewer for mobile phones. It leverages OpenStreetMap data and various other open source projects. And it's the system that I built is based on a fat server, thin client architecture, where the mobile phone does very little processing. It just handles the visualization you see here. And the server actually handles pretty much everything else, including crime prediction by support vector machines. That's all done by the R server I have up here. Let's see. This is the R server. And as you can see, it's taken a bunch of requests from the client and it's done processing and fetching of data and prediction by support vector machines. So here's going to be a short demo. This is Washington, D.C., and this is the area in which support vector machines will be used for real-time crime prediction. I'm going to set a bounding box, so you can think of it as a rectangle delineated by these 2 points here, these 2 push pins, and within this rectangle crime will be predicted. So it's you can think of this as a grid, in which for each grid hypercube, it's going to be a hypercube because we're taking into account other factors than just the lat and long. For instance, we're taking the time into account. For each of these grid points, the probability of crime occurring within a grid region will be calculated by the server. It's going to be done in R, and the client is going to route to the point in which has the highest probability of crime. So let us test this application. Let's just do a small region here, not too large. And here, it's working here. It's calculating probabilities, it's fetching data, and it has routed you to the region in which, in this bounding box, has the highest probability of crime on Saturday, May 1st at 5:36 p.m., taking into account real-time data, which includes the current temperature, I believe it's 86 degrees, the visibility, which is about 10 miles, and the unemployment data. And it looks like it's around Capitol Hill and 4th Street Southeast. We could actually make this much larger and see how our Android application works. In the case we want to really consider the entire Washington, D.C. Diamond here. And as you can see, R is working here. It's doing the calculation and everything. And let's see where the area. It's going to route you to the area, or to the point which has the most amount of crime right now, given the current weather conditions and visibility and unemployment. And right now it looks like the area, or the grid region with the most crime, is around H Street Northeast and 11th Street Northeast, right here. This is the area within the bounding rectangle which has the most crime right now. And it actually changes depending on when you actually try to predict, because as you know, temperature, time of day, of course time changes, so day or night or midday, this changes, and this is taken into account when prediction occurs. And also visibility and unemployment, all of these factors are dynamic. So, and all of these factors are used to predict crime. So one way of validating this, other than through testing and training of our training and testing and going through R, which was done previously, is that we can actually do queries to other databases and expert opinions on what the most dangerous areas in Washington, D.C. are. And this is another database of murders in 2009. And as you can see, this northeast, southeast area of D.C. is heavily populated by murders. It's considered somewhat dangerous. And if you just Google this and ask what are the most dangerous areas of Washington, D.C., you get a variety of answers, but they're all very much the same. And the most unsafe areas tend to be southeast and northeast. And although this is just one website, you can actually go through the search, and even if you wanted to be more academic about it, you can go through a literature search or more of a quantitative kind of analysis, and it's generally shown that the southeast and northeast are considered the most dangerous areas, and our routing through many trials actually usually routes to around this area, which is the northeast, southeast part of Washington, D.C., when we take into account the entire Washington, D.C. metro area. So I guess that's some form of validation. And so for a bit of testing here, just to see the performance of our system, we will run this for the Washington, D.C. area once more, and we will be timing this to see how fast the system works. Okay, there it goes, and let's see. Yeah, not much has changed right now, so it looks like it's routing to the same area around northeast part of Washington, D.C. So you can actually zoom in and see exactly where. This area seems to be quite unsafe according to our crime prediction through support vector machines. Okay, that's it.